Katlyn, are you the number one contender now?
I believe so. I was number 2. I just had a dominant win, so that's what everyone was saying, that this was a number 1 contender fight. So unanimous decision, I think so.
Obviously she hit you in the leg a lot.
Yeah.
You got a bit of bruising.
Yeah.
Was it affecting you at all in the fight, or were you just powering through? Did it matter at all?
No, it didn't matter. I mean, I felt it. The only thing that it affected me was I was hoping that the judges wouldn't give that, because it didn't hurt me, so I'm hoping that the judges, if it's close, the judges weren't like, oh, there's a lot of low kicks, because I felt like my right hands were landing just as much as her low kicks, and the right hands were a lot harder and definitely hurt her more. So, but you never know if the judges are going to see that, so that's the only part that affected me, but it didn't hurt. I'm sure it will tomorrow.
Did you think you won all 3 rounds? Because some people are saying, they saw you winning, 30-27 was perhaps a bit strong.
I have to go back. It was just felt like one long round to me, to be honest. It was really close. I felt like I won. I just being in there, I know it's a lot different. I could feel that I wasn't getting hurt, and I could feel her being hurt. So yeah, I felt like I won, but I didn't know with the trips if that would they would count them as takedowns, because the first round she took me down off of the kick, but I was landing like punches the whole time. That's when her nose started bleeding. So to me, if I'm landing punches, like, I'm winning. But like I said, you never know what the judges say. But I felt like I won. I felt like I hurt her, and I didn't really get hurt that much. So.
You were emotional after the fight. Was that just the decision going your way, or just sinking in how monumental this win was?
Yeah, it wasn't the decision going. I mean, obviously I won, so that was it. But it wasn't that I was like relieved. I felt like I won. I was trying not to cry before we even got to the judges' scorecards. I'm just a very emotional person, and I put so much work into this. And after the last fight, I just didn't perform the way I wanted to. So there was part of me going into this fight. Hoping that, am I going to be that type of fighter that's a little scared in there? Because the last fight was the only fight I've ever had, or any competition, where I was like, it's not going. What I want to do isn't working. I wasn't aggressive. So, part of me was hoping that was just a bad night and that was it. But, I didn't know, was that going to be the fighter that I am now? And I think that loss helped me, because now I'm back to like the aggressive style that I used to be before the UFC.
Is that the first time you've been like that, or felt like that in your career, where you were unsure of yourself after that fight?
Yeah, absolutely. That was the first competition I've ever had where, like I said, everything went well, great camp, I felt awesome, and just in the middle of the fight, I was like, just not really feeling it tonight, I was telling myself throw 4 punches, and I was just standing there. I was kind of like stuck in the mud, and I don't, can't figure out why, but right after that fight, I went into my, the last 7 months just sparring, and I was like, I do not want that to happen again. So I went in every sparring round. Me and Sajara Eubanks were throwing down sparring. She had her fight 3 weeks ago, so we really helped each other jump levels. We were just going at it. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't leave another fight feeling like, I just lost a split decision, because I just wasn't really feeling it. So yeah, I was definitely, my whole game plan for this was attitude. Just attitude. If I fight the way I spar, then I'll do well.
Katlyn, why did the UFC book a #1 contender fight as the very first fight pay-per-view? It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm like, I love it, because now I'm done, and I can watch everyone else. I can go back, shower, watch my teammate Marlon win the title. I don't know. There's 5 girl fights, so I think they just have to split it up.
I know you love it, but you saw the crowd doesn't get here yet. People are late arrivers. Is the UFC not fully behind the female flyweights?
I don't think so. This is the biggest card, one of the biggest cards ever, and there's 5 girl fights, so I think they support girls. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of fights, so you got to split it up. Anyone on this card, if you would have put that as the first one, you probably could have argued damn, why is that the first one? So I don't know. I just worry about the fight, not where I am.
How do you feel like you would match up against Valentina, assuming all goes well for her tonight? Yeah,
I think it would be a very interesting fight. We're both counter strikers, so it's definitely a different matchup than it would be for her and Jessica I think it's good. We're both have been doing martial arts our whole life, so I think that's a pretty cool aspect of it. But I'll leave that up to the wizard Mark Henry to come up with an interesting game plan for that. Right now I'm not focused on that. I'm getting married in 2 months, so now I can actually call the vendors back and answer their emails, because I've been putting them off for the last 2 months. So I'm going to focus on that, and then I think November in New York. I just moved to Long Island, so I think November for New York would sound awesome for a title shot.
How confident are you that they may give you one?
I mean, not very confident, to be honest, because you just see crazy things happen all the time, just from my teammates, and I've seen them promise title fights. You know, I've seen Sajara sign a contract for a title fight, and then they go, oh, never mind. So you're never confident, but I mean, it makes sense. I don't see anyone else that makes sense right now.